Hello and good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depending on where you are. Welcome to the Athabasca University Massive Business Administration webinar today. My name is Farid Nordin. I'm the Manager of Strategic Recruitment and at the Faculty of Business at Athabasca University. Before we get started, I do want to make sure that you can hear me okay and that you can see my title slide on your screen. So if you don't mind, just letting me know that you can hear me okay by typing a few words on the question box on your screen. So that is how we can communicate throughout this webinar today. Is if you go to the question box on your screen, just type in a few words there or ask us any questions, and that's how we can communicate. So. Okay, great. Thank you, Erin. Appreciate that feedback. Sometimes it's always good to know that I'm not talking in a vacuum. Okay. All right. So we have a very interesting agenda today for you to listen to. First and foremost, though, I'd like to acknowledge that Athabasca University is Canada's online university, and we are proud to welcome a diversity of learners from all over Canada. We respectfully acknowledge that we live and work on the traditional lands of the Indigenous peoples of Canada. We honor the ancestry, heritage, and gifts of Indigenous peoples and give thanks to them. As we gather today, my colleague Shannon and I are in Treaty 6 territory, encompassing 17 First Nations, including the Diné Suline, Cree, Nakota Sioux, and the Métis peoples. Feel free to share where you're listening from on the question box, so we can have a more of a, a more cohesive way of learning from each other. Okay, so again, my name is Farid Nordin. I've been with Athabasca University for over 10 years now. In my role, previously I was in marketing and alumni relations, but in the past 8 years or so has been in recruitment. So I've been with AU for 10 years. So my role here is to help prospective students such as yourself to better understand our program, our offerings, and how we can help you, get started in our program. Joining me today is my colleague, Shannon LaRose, who's an academic advisor for the Faculty of Business. Shannon will walk you through the MBA program structure, the admission requirements, application package, and many other information for you to have an informed decision. So hello, Shannon, and welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us, and I'm looking forward to providing information about the program and answering any questions you have. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you, Shannon. And last but not least, we have a special guest today. Belen Baltazar is our newly minted MBA graduate of 2025. Belen is a senior finance officer with the Department of Finance at the Government of Northwest Territories, where she leads the delivery of accurate, efficient, and policy-compliant financial operations. Belen also supports strategic decision-making through fiscal oversight and cross-departmental collaboration. Belen joined the Government of Northwest Territories in 2023 after serving as a customer service and finance officer with the City of Yellowknife. Belen also serves as a board member on the Immigrant Advisory Table, advocating for newcomers and helping to educate and empower immigrants as they navigate life in Canada. This is the fun part. Outside of work, Belen is a certified pastry chef with a deep love of baking. Originally from the Philippines, Belen is an avid traveler, and this year she'll be exploring Japan. Belen truly has made the North as their home. So welcome so much, Belen, to our webinar, and congratulations again on obtaining your MBA with Athabasca University. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Farid and Shannon. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here all the way from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories.
Which is still -4 for you, right, over there?
Oh yeah. So for those of you who wonder which part of the world Yellowknife is, it's a city capital of Northwest Territories, and it's a 2-hour flight from or to Edmonton.
Thank you, Belen. Okay, so we have introductions done. I'm just going to turn off my camera now as well, because I just want to make sure that we have proper bandwidth. Okay, so this is a snapshot of the Athabasca University's MBA program. we are Canada's open university. So what that means is that our policy removes barriers to post-secondary education and improves the equality of educational opportunities for adult learners worldwide. This is what makes us unique. We are a publicly funded university reporting to the Ministry of Advanced Education of Alberta. We are also an AACSB accredited university. And why this is important is that only 6% of the world's top universities have this prestigious and important accreditation. Going back to our policy of removing barriers to education, for the MBA program specifically, we have removed the GMAT or GRE requirements, which we find is a barrier to entry. Another flexibility of the program is that we offer 4 entry routes that you can choose from, and also 3 intakes a year, which also reflects the flexibility and the open policy of the program. The MBA, as you know, I'm sure most of you have done your research, is a journey, right? Pardon me. Pardon me. It depends on what you want to do with a career. Either you want to break the glass ceiling or go to another kind of industry. The MBA helps you and your personal career growth by unlocking opportunities, by learning new skills and knowledge, and also networking is an integral part of the program. So AU's MBA program is a full MBA program. So, and Shannon will talk to you a bit further on this, where we lay down the basic foundation of business and administration for you. It is a 48 credit program, but lesser credits if you meet specific entry requirements. So here's a snapshot of our demographics. The average age of our program is 42 years old. Majority of the students come from Alberta, Ontario, and BC. And in terms of gender ratio, about half is male, and the other would be female and non-binary. So I'm just going to maybe quickly ask this question to our listeners today. What are you looking for in an MBA program? So this actually can help us understand a bit more your motivation of doing the program. So I'm going to maybe pause for a couple of seconds here to see whether there's any response to this question. Okay, I don't think we have anything, but that's okay. We can just carry on here. So here are the five key advantages of the AU Online MBA program. We have the flexibility. It is a cohort-based and paced program, global perspectives that you'll get from interacting with your cohort across Canada, highly supported environment. You can tailor your own MBA program, and with a stamp of accreditation and quality assurance from an international body such as the AACSB. Okay, so we're going to dive down a bit further in this 5 areas. So flexibility is a main key benefit of the program. The program works around your life and schedule. You do 1 course at a time, but more importantly, it's asynchronous. So you don't have to be in front of your computer at any given time or date. We also have that 3 intakes a year, so that can help you with when you want to start your program, and if you need to withdraw from a course, you can always jump back in when you're ready. I'm going to turn to Belen now. Belen, this flexibility, uniqueness of our program, could you maybe share your insights of how this flexibility was helpful to you in the program?
Oh yeah, for sure. So to me, one of the best things about the Athabasca University MBA program is how it lets you grow where you are and as you are. I started my MBA in May 2022, and I was working full-time. I was raising a family. I am married with 2 kids, and I have 2 dogs. And honestly, life was already full. But I still wanted more for myself. I wanted to grow professionally and personally. And Athabasca University made that possible without sacrificing the things that mattered most to me. And those are my family, my volunteer commitments, and my day-to-day responsibilities. And we were talking about flexibility.
Yeah.
The flexibility of the program was really a game changer. I could study around my schedule, late at night, early in the morning, lunch break, coffee breaks, you name it. But then when I said convenient, don't get me wrong, it wasn't easy. It was challenging and intense, and it really pushed me to think critically and grow. I love how the discussions brought together people from all kinds of industries and backgrounds. And if I may share, I've seen the impact firsthand. I was recently promoted to senior finance officer after only a year of being in my role as a finance officer. And in government of Northwest Territories, that rarely happens. In government of Northwest Territories, we have this affirmative action policy and indigenous employment policy, which gives priority to indigenous candidates in competitions. So for someone like me to earn that promotion quickly, so I since that that MBA journey gave me a
Yes.
competitive advantage.
Okay,
But
great.
there's more than that. So
Yes.
this program gave me confidence as well. It made me realize I didn't have to wait for the perfect time to invest in myself. I could grow right where I was.
Right.
That's
So yeah, Belen, thank you so much. And I think this actually dives into the next benefit of the program, which is cohort base and pace, right? But minus the commute. You mentioned that you did the program, a few hours at night, during your breaks, during the morning, afternoon. So, and I know that because this program is a full MBA program, so you are expected to work in groups and your cohort. Can you maybe touch a bit on that aspect? How did you find the cohort-based environment, in an online world or in an online program?
So when we say cohort base and pace, mine's the commute. So in every program we were given we have 2 months or 8 weeks
Yes.
to finish the course. So
Correct.
there will be weekly assignments,
Yes.
and every 4 weeks there will be individual major assignment.
Okay.
So yeah. So what was I doing is I do it because usually the submission of the assignment happens every Tuesday, either each Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
What I did was I did it in advance every Monday.
Smart.
And then I can interact with my group mates for
Yeah.
the rest of
For the rest of the week. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And then we also have this global perspective, which is another unique feature of our program. What that means is that because we're online, we're able to attract and retain not only professors and coaches from around the world in their expert areas, but also students. Like right now, Belen is based in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. We also have students in BC, in Ontario, in Quebec, in Alberta, and sometimes we also have students from other places in the world, like Singapore and Saudi Arabia. So this gives you a really more, I believe, in my opinion, a more enriching program, because the interactions that you'll be dealing with your cohorts are not just based on your local geographic locations, right? So by having this global perspective and learning from each other, you'll have a different kind of outlook on the same issues. So this is something that I think an MBA is worth its price in gold, because it is just that value of connection and connectivity and learning from different areas across the country, across the world. I think this is great. So maybe Belen, could you share some? Do you have any stories about how you gain global perspective from your cohort in the program?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, let me tell you a funny story.
Go ahead.
So I still remember my very first course. It was a strategic management. I always share this story when people ask me how did I do it. So
Yeah.
at first, I was in a group of CEOs, directors, and managers who
Okay.
spoke so articulately and brought such sharp insights to every discussion. It was terrifying. It was intimidating.
I bet.
Yeah, for a moment, I really doubted myself. I I I was about to quit.
Oh
Because
no.
one of those discussions, I had a mental block. But you know what? I realized the only one who can truly intimidate us is ourselves. So
True.
I
Yeah.
made a choice. I studied harder. I read every case study thoroughly. And
Mm,
I wasn't afraid to speak up and share what was on my mind. I contributed. And from that point on, everything shifted. And the rest of the courses became part of my growth. And
nice.
one thing I love most about this journey is I had the opportunity to work with humble, kind, and brilliant classmates and groupmates who have
Mm,
diverse perspective. So if I were to ask to um, to say three words about my MBA journey, I would
yes.
say it's transformative, intense, and empowering.
Oh, that's amazing. Transformative, intense, and empowering. How perfect is
Mm.
that, right? Like that really encapsulates the program really
Yeah.
well. Thank you, Belen. That's wonderful. Another thing to say, yeah, you mentioned about transformative, impactful, and intense and impactful, right?
Yeah.
So yes, so with our program too, you can also tailor your own MBA journey. In phase 2 of the program, you can choose either the applied project route, which Belen had done, or you can choose more electives. So depending on what you want to dive in, you can do so in phase 2. So you can make it your own. Last but not least, and Belen will explain more about the applied project once we come to that part. Last but not
Okay.
least, even though you're working online, it is not in a vacuum. You'll be part of
Yeah.
a highly supported environment. We are here from you, from my team to the student services team, to the coaches, academics, right up to the dean of the faculty of business. So we are here for you. We are always in the
Mm.
background cheering you on. So don't feel like you're working alone or in a vacuum in an online environment. Belen, do you
Oh
have
yeah.
any insights about that, about the highly supported environment, maybe about IT help desk or student services you want to
Oh
share?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me first discuss my admission. The
I'm
admission
sorry.
team was so awesome.
Yeah.
So what happened to me was because I'm an immigrant, right? So my own path might be helpful for those who, like me, are immigrants or have international educational backgrounds. So
Yes.
I hold
Yes.
a Bachelor of Science in Commerce, major in Finance, and I completed my MBA in the Philippines back in 2012. So I had 8 years of managerial experience as an area operations manager, where I managed multiple restaurants. When I moved to Canada 11 years ago, I knew that to be competitive, I needed to have my academic credentials assessed. So
Right.
I applied for an assessment through IQAS. It's the International Qualification Assessment Service. And my equivalency in Canada is I have a bachelor's degree in finance and 1 year of MBA study. Because I
Uh,
completed my MBA back in 2012, some of the courses were no longer eligible for transfer credits.
I see.
Yeah, then IQAS sent the equivalency results directly to Athabasca University as part of my application. So
Right.
in terms of support, one thing I really want to highlight is the incredible support at Athabasca from admission to until now that I graduated already. The coaches are amazing. They're experts in their fields, and they can really feel how much they care about my learning and success. It's actually funny. Every time I finish a course, I'd always say, that coach is my favorite. It does speak to the level of passion, insight, and encouragement they bring to each class.
Right.
Course materials were always sent on time, and anytime I run into a technical issue, I did it, I think, 3 times.
Okay.
The help desk was easy to reach, and they're
Mhm.
really quick to respond. And when I had questions or needed help with something, whether it was about a deadline, tuition fees, or general inquiry, the staff were always responsive and willing to assist. And
Wonderful.
even now that I graduated, I still feel I'm part of Athabasca University community. Like right now, I was invited to be part of this. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. No, thank you. Great. Okay. Let's kind of move on a bit here to say, so how does the program work? So yes, so how does it work is that, it's asynchronous delivery. So you're not required to be online at any particular time or date. You can literally do this anywhere, anytime. We have also had students that done it, maybe at the beginning of their vacation. So yeah, you can, if you have a laptop with an internet connectivity, you can do this program. The courses are paced, so each 3-credit course has each course actually has a scheduled start and end dates and assignment deadlines. We do recommend that you do one course at a time because it is a very intensive program where a 3-credit course is 8 weeks and a 6-credit course is 10 weeks. So we do want you to be successful. So one course at a time, and I said 24/7 is your online access. As long as you have internet connectivity, you can have access to your program, to your courses. In terms of time commitment, so this is on average, we recommend you to invest between 20 to 25 hours a week. There is almost daily engagement on the online discussions that you have to participate between 5 to 6 days a week. So cramming on weekends will not work. We always say that this is more of a marathon rather than a sprint. So as Belen mentioned earlier, that every week there are assignments, there are readings, so you cannot be left behind if you don't keep up, right? So you got to invest your time and energy in this program, but where and where you do it is entirely up to you. So that's the benefit there. And it is a full program, 48 credits, where we will, teach you and give you skills and knowledge on the fundamentals of business and administration with electives or applied project on top of it. Yeah, like I said, each course is 8 weeks in length, and you do have breaks between courses and longer breaks in the summer and in December for the holidays. But usually, if you keep pace, you should be able to do the program within 2.5 to 3 years. Belen, I want to turn to you now. If you could maybe, you mentioned briefly about your typical week when you did the program. Maybe you can give some tips and advice on how to time manage better when you're working full time. Like you said, you're also a mother, have a family, and also working full time and doing the MBA. Could you maybe provide some tips and insights on how you manage your time?
For sure. So I usually do my assignments every Monday after work. So I usually stay in the office up to around 8 to 9 p.m. And then from then on, the remaining days of my week, it will be intended for the discussions with my group mates.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday and Sunday, I allotted those 2 days as my rest days, as my school rest days.
Yeah.
So there was one course that we had to post a weekly reflection every Sunday, but I usually do it in advance. So I usually do it on Saturday. So Sunday I am totally on day off.
Yes.
So yeah, it was flexible. And during my travel, I always had my laptop with me.
Yeah.
So I remember my son telling me, why do I have a laptop in Hawaii? Why do I have a laptop in Germany? I was doing my assignments at airports. So yeah, so it was flexible, but it's in your own pace.
Yes, yes. Yeah, no, that's a great tip. Yeah, and I'm glad that they mentioned that you did take, the weekend or one day off just to completely shut up from the work of the MBA and focus on your family and have a bit of fun. But yeah, so this program, you do have to provide that kind of hours and a bit of sacrifice too, right? Like for the next 2 years or so, just really focus on the MBA because that is what is required. So and then after that, then you're back to quote unquote a normal life, right? So yeah, thank you, Belen. Yeah, go ahead.
And if I may add, Farid, I think my husband also deserves a credit.
Your husband, yes,
Because Yeah, because he did a lot of household chores during my
Right.
journey, especially if there's a major assignment that I had to
Yeah.
finish. So I usually tell him, can you pick up the kids
Yes.
this week? Can you do all the household chores this week? So yeah, so I owe it to him.
Mm. That is wonderful. Yeah, and that talks about the support system, right? That you need a solid support system to help you navigate those times when you have to do some crunch work, right? So yes, kudos to your husband as well. Very important. Okay, just gonna moving on a bit here. So yeah, so the program is about communication, collaboration, and communication. It is a collaborative learning program where you learn from each other and you learn from your coaches and also the materials that's given to you. But more importantly, really explaining your experiences or using your current work experience or previous experiences as almost like a study lab, right? Like what you learn about, I don't know, HR or marketing, and how can it be better, right? With the knowledge that you get from the program. So this is that thinking through, responding, answering questions, posing questions to your fellow students and academic coaches, help them understand your point of view and you understand their point of view and demonstrate yourself as a senior manager or leader. So that is part of the collaborative learning, which is part of our MBA program. Okay, before we move on, I just want to do a quick pause where there's any questions on what we had talked about earlier in terms of the flexibility of the program or the benefits of the program that you have any questions about. We do have another Q&A session at the end of the presentation, but I just want to maybe take a quick pause and have a pulse check from those who are listening. Also, I just want to remind you that you can download this presentation by going to the handout section on your screen. There's a PDF of this presentation that you can download right now. If you do not want to do so, we'll send you an email possibly tomorrow with a link to the recording and as well as the PDF. So you do have a choice. Okay, so let's move on. Accreditation, why it matters. A brief snapshot of why Canadian accreditation is important, and our program is recognized, as I mentioned, by the Government of Alberta, Campus of Alberta Quality Council, and the Comprehensive Academic Research Universities of Carew. The reason why we emphasize this is because not all programs are built the same. There's lots of different MBA programs out there. So I just want to make sure that you're aware that our program is fully recognized in Canada, is a publicly funded university, and we are ASSB accredited. Important is because should you want to continue your academic journey in the future,
Rita, can't hear you.
reason to be aware of. Another one is student aid eligibility. If you're looking to get student loans from provincial government, sometimes they do ask about the university and where you're getting your program from. So that's another another reason. And last but not least, employer recognition. So accredited university is what is important because of the stamp of approval and the stamp of quality assurance. So yeah, so you can read more about our accreditation and memberships on our website. So anything you see on the slides that are highlighted and in blue are linkable to our website. So yeah, okay, I have a question from Sally. I'm going to unmute you, Sally. Maybe you can ask a question right now. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I can unmute you. Okay, I don't think I can. Sounds like it says that you are self-muted, Sally. So what I'm going to do is, if you can type in your question, Sally, in the question box. Oh, maybe Sally, hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
hi. Yeah, just now we couldn't hear you actually. We missed most of the part for the future academic journey. Could you please
Oh, I'm
repeat
sorry.
that part? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that notice. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a bandwidth. Yeah, so the future academic journey. So if you're looking to do your academic journey beyond the MBA, such as the doctorate program or PhD program. most schools or those programs do look for where you're getting your MBA from, right? So going back to the importance of accreditation, that's something that you want to keep in mind if you want to continue your academic journey in the future. Another point is the student aid eligibility. If you're looking to get applying for loans from provincial governments, it's important to get to go to a school or program that is fully recognized and have accreditation. And last but not least is employer recognition. It's very important because they want to know that, especially if you're getting funded from employers, that you're going to a solid school with clear learning objectives and goals and accreditation. Okay, so yeah, if you can hear me, just drop me a quick note on the question box on the screen because I'm monitoring that as well. So so I'll know what's happening. Yes, Athabasca University is a DLI institute, Charles. We are recognized by Immigration Canada. However, because our programs are online, we do not issue student visas or work permits. But we are recognized as one of the universities by the Canadian government for sure. Okay, okay. Next part is I'm going to turn to Shannon to talk about the program structure. Shannon, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Fareed.
You're welcome.
All right. So I'm just going to talk about the MBA program structure. The MBA program consists of 2 phases, and you have the option of choosing either the applied project route or the course-based route to complete the program. As Fareed mentioned earlier, each course is 8 weeks in length, and it's designed to take 1 course at a time. So phase 1 begins with a 1-week online orientation, and this just helps all the students familiarize themselves with the learning platform. You learn how to access the library resources, participate in a discussion, submit an assignment, learn about the academic conduct, and much more. So just gets everybody on the same page before you start the first course the following week. And then there are 6 foundational core courses that build upon each other, and it's capped off with a week-long comprehensive exam at the end of phase 1. So the comprehensive exam is a case-based, and students are evaluated for their applied knowledge of those phase 1 of the phase 1 coursework that they've completed. And this is the only exam that you take in the MBA program. So I just wanted to turn to Belen, and maybe you can just share your experience of preparing for the comprehensive exam, and what was that like, and did you take some time off and that kind of thing?
I didn't take some time off, but to be honest, the comprehensive exam is exactly what it says it is, comprehensive. And I made that in the pure sense. It's not a test of memory. It's a test of understanding, application, and critical thinking. And for me, it felt like the moment everything came full circle. So all those case studies, discussions, assignments, they were not just theory anymore. So my advice for those taking comprehensive exam, don't wait until the exam to review. As you go through each course, build your notes, capture your key frameworks, insights from discussions, and your own reflections. When it's time for the comprehensive exam, it won't feel like starting from scratch. It will feel like connecting the dots. Also, of course, trust yourself. If you've engaged with the material, participated actively, and consistently applied yourself, you're more prepared than you think. And it was intense, and it's absolutely rewarding. It's where you realize just how far you've come.
That's wonderful, and I should mention it is open book. So like you said, you can reflect on on all the key learnings that you have from those courses you took, and you have a 6-day period of time to complete it, correct? Yeah, so it's essay style responses to the 6 different questions that you have. So yeah, well, thank you for that. And then once you successfully complete those courses and the comprehensive exam, you earn this marks the halfway point of the MBA program, and you earn the graduate diploma in management credentials, so the GDM, which is a significant achievement in itself. So, and then you start phase 2. So phase 2 consists of 4 additional core courses, and then at that point, if you choose the applied project route, you would complete 3 elective courses plus the applied project. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the applied project, and then I'm going to talk to Belen about it as well. So the applied project is it's a 15,000 word academic research paper that's completed over a 5-month period of time from start to finish. And we match you with an academic supervisor who will guide you through that process. And it typically involves exploring a managerial topic or an issue or perhaps a problem, you know, in your organization or in your industry that you want to explore. So I'm going to turn to Belen, and maybe you can talk about, you know, why you chose the applied project route and what that experience was like.
I was talking to you and Farid about my applied project a few minutes before we start, and I've actually received a few messages from students asking what do I recommend, going course-based or doing the applied project. And my honest answer is always, it depends on your goal and your intention. But when I compared the course-based and the applied project, in a course-based course, we were required to do 2 individual assignments, which consists, each assignment consists of 3,000 to 5,000 word count. And then I multiplied it into 6. So let's make it, let's multiply it into 3. So it's like two assignments each course. So 2 times 3, so those gonna be 18,000 words. So 3,000 multiplied by 6, 18,000 words. Applied project, it will be consisted by 15,000 word only. So that's one of my factors in decision making. Like if I could do 18,000 words, why can't I do the 15,000 words? And for me, I chose also the applied project because I wanted to create something that would contribute to my organization. My project is about adaptation of AI in public finance, and I saw it as an opportunity to take everything I had learned in a program and applied it to the real issue we're facing. Something that could add value, not just in theory, but in practice. So I had this awesome supervisor, Brian Stewart. He was really great. He was so knowledgeable with the topic, and we have this constant communication. I think I revised my paper 10 times because you know, I cried a lot with the applied project. I'll be honest. But then, you know, at the end of the course, it was all worth it. I remember I submitted my applied project on January 31st, and then I got my message from Athabasca saying, "Congratulations, you finished the applied project." And then when I drive home, I was crying a lot. It was all worth it. You know, it's not all about the learning, but you know, the process after you finish the project.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And you mentioned to us earlier that you managed to finish it up a little earlier than 5 months as well.
Oh yeah. So applied project, it should be done within 5-month time frame, but I was able to finish it in 4 months. And that's because in December every December, GNWT is closed for 2 weeks. So I took that opportunity to do this applied project full time for 2 weeks.
Okay, okay, good. So again, the flexibility there. So that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And then I did want to just speak to the course-based route as well. So if you don't want to do an applied project, then the other option is the course-based route. And with that option, you would still do the 4 core courses, and then you would complete 6 elective courses instead. And this option, allows you to tailor your MBA by taking, more electives that might be of interest to you. So that is another option. And then one nice thing about it is you don't have to decide this when you start the program. You just need to kind of figure it out, by the time you kind of finish phase 1, so that you can kind of start organizing your schedule, or which route you want to take. So thank you again, Belen, for your insight on the applied project. Okay, so at least one elective course must be taken in residence, and typically the in residence week is held during about the 5th week of the elective course for 5 business days, so from a Monday to a Friday. So that's been the case for a number of years. But now we offer 2 options for students to fulfill their in-residence requirements. So we have an in-person, face-to-face option, or we have a synchronous online delivery format option. So the delivery method will vary depending on the elective course that you choose. So for the in-person option, if you do choose that, the week is usually it's held in a hotel setting, and in different Canadian cities such as Edmonton, Calgary, or the Greater Toronto area. And for both options, students are required to attend the sessions and the activities as indicated on the elective course schedule. And students are also given plenty of time to plan for this. So this is always in the second phase, and so there's a schedule, and you've got plenty of time to kind of plan for which one you want to take and register for that. So, all right, and you can see on this slide that the schedule that we have. So you can see one's in Edmonton, one's a virtual, another one in Toronto, and then also just the schedule for the actual elective. So again, the first 4 weeks are online, and then the 5th week is in person, and then you go back home and finish off the course. And just keep in mind, if the elective course, of course, isn't in your home city, you would be responsible for, your transportation, accommodation, and some meals as well. So I want to turn to Belen again and ask you, so did you take an in-residence elective, a face-to-face, or did you do an online elective?
I took one in person and I took one online.
Okay.
So my in-person course was developing leaders.
Okay.
It was held in Calgary for 1 week in May last year, and it's still my favorite course in the entire program. I had the opportunity. Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet in person all my previous classmates from previous courses. And within just a few days, we built connections. And until now, we become friends. And right now, we're talking about our get together after the convocation in June.
That's awesome. So the week itself was a busy week, a lot of presentations and group work and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. So in developing leaders in resident course, we started in the first week of the course.
Yeah.
And it was I think busy is underrated. It was extremely busy.
Yeah,
So we started the course at 8 o'clock in the morning. But although the course finished at 5 o'clock, there is a group presentation at the end of the week. So we had to meet up after the course.
yeah, yeah. So it's a busy week, but rewarding as well, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
But
Thanks
then
for sharing
you know what? At the end of the week, we didn't want to end the course.
that.
Like we'll miss each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And you gain those friendships, right? That
Oh
will
yeah, that's the most
last
important
forever.
thing.
So
Yeah.
that's great. Okay. So if anyone has any questions about the program structure or the in-residence requirements, happy to pause and answer any questions about that. Feel free to let me know if there are any.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon. Just looking at the clock here, I think we have about 15 minutes left, so I think we can just maybe move along a bit here.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about the admission requirements for our program. So there's a couple of different routes of entry. So first would be if you have an undergraduate degree from an accredited post-secondary institution, along with at least 3 years of management experience. The second is if you come to us with a professional designation that we recognize, along with at least 5 years of management experience. And we have a list of about 22 designations on our website. And then another option is if you come to us just based on your management experience alone. So you'd have to be able to demonstrate that you have at least 8 years of progressive management experience. And the management experience can include managing either people, projects, or budgets, or a combination of all three of those. And we do not require a GMAT to apply to the program. Okay, and then we also have the accelerated route of entry. So this one has very specific admission requirements. So those of you that have an undergraduate business degree, such as a B management or a BCom degree, completed within the last 10 years, you must also have a GPA of 3.0 or higher for the last 60 credits, and along with at least 3 years of management experience. So if you meet those requirements, this might be an option for you. This is a 30 credit program. And again, if you feel like you meet those options or requirements, I would encourage you to visit the accelerated frequently asked questions, because there's a lot of good additional information on this route of entry. Okay. All right, and so the application package. So if you want to apply to the MBA program, here's some of the things that you need to put together. So we do require a comprehensive resume outlining your management experience and skills. We also require a 1,000-word essay where you're responding to 4 different questions. We also require 3 letters of reference, and also any official transcripts if you have a university degree, or if you have a professional designation, we require a letter of good standing from that organization. And there's an online application form and application fee. And also just keep in mind if you are applying with an international degree, and Belen spoke to that earlier, we would require that degree to be officially evaluated in Canada. So we do have information on our website about the steps to have that done. Okay. All right, and we have 3 intakes every year. So January, May, and August are the 3 different opportunities to start the program. And our next one is August, and our application deadline is June the 15th.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.
Okay, so just in consideration of time, I'm just going to let me jump to the next session about financing your MBA. So this is important for you. For those of you who are looking to self-finance your MBA program or getting a student loan from your provincial government, make sure that you do have additional funds before you apply to your for your loan, because what we find out now is that you do have to pay for your application fee, which is non-refundable to get to apply to the program. And if you're successful in your application, then you have your what's the fee called, administration fee, which is also non-refundable. Oh, sorry, admissions fee, which is non-refundable. And then depending on when you apply for your student loan and when the people get ready, you probably have to pay at least 1 to 2, sometimes 3 courses out of pocket before you get your reimbursement. So keep that in mind. You may have to pay up to 3 courses first before you get reimbursed or before your loan kicks in. So what we recommend is to offset that is to either get a low interest student line of credit from your bank, because there are banks out there that can give a student line of credit with 0 interest until you graduate. So you may want to take advantage of that. The other option is if you have money saved up in your RRSP, you can withdraw your RSP under the lifelong learning plan. That can also help you to self-finance, or at least pay for the first 3 courses upfront before your student loan kicks in. So that's important. Another thing, obviously, if you have an employer who are willing to sponsor you, that's great. And we do have some great talking points about employee sponsorship on our website. So I highly recommend that you follow the links that you see on the screen here on your PDF to make sure which financing is best for you. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know, and you can also get the full tuition and fees schedule on our website. Just to look kind of like a bit of wrap up here, being an AU MBA student, here's a snapshot on what we have discussed about today. The time commitment is very important, on average 20 to 25 hours a week. The flexibility of the program from the asynchronous formats, tuition payments, and the 3 intakes a year is great if you are working full-time and you need to still do your MBA. I think this is a great option for you. The peer-to-peer learning, where you can get connection with other peers in the industry or across Canada, like Belen, who's made great friends in her RDLD courses, and I'm sure other courses as well. So that peer-to-peer learning and lifelong learning connections lifelong connections are very important till you're an MBA as well. So you have, again, more information on our website by going to the link. And if you have either the CPA designation or supply chain designation in good standing, you will get transfer credits into the program, which means that you'll be doing the program in less time and less money. So if you have those 2 designations, that's a great entry route for you as well. And if you're in the healthcare industry or health management industry, we do have a partnership with Canadian College of Health Leaders that you can obtain their designation, the Certified Health Executive designation, and they recognize MBA from us, that you get credits in their program as well. Here's a snapshot of other main services that AU offers in terms of accessibility services, mental health and wellness, financial and rewards, and learning support. So these services are part and parcel of the Athabasca University umbrella that is always there for you to take full advantage of. As Shannon mentioned, June 15 is our deadline for the fall or August 2025 cohort. August 2025 cohort normally starts in the 3rd week in August. So you still have a bit of summer holidays before you start the program. So if you're interested, you can apply by June 15th. And we also have an upcoming on-demand, upcoming MBA application workshop webinar coming up, I believe is May 8th. So check back on our website for you to sign up on that webinar, because we'll be talking to the one of the admissions committee members, Dr. Teresa Rose, and that's a really good webinar for you to know how to best put forward your application for the program. Okay, I think we have 5 minutes left. I do want to, maybe pose this question to those who are listening. What factors might be preventing you from doing an MBA program? It could be time or financial or whatever it is, and we are here to help you out. So please let us know what is stopping you from doing an MBA program this time. Another thing too, if you're not sure if you qualify, you can feel free to send us your resume for a pre-assessment. Shannon and I are not on the admissions committee, so we cannot say yes or no, but we can definitely give you good advice and guidance and feedback. And you can send us your resume to business-support@athabascau.ca. Again, our email address is business-support@athabascau.ca. Okay, so before we wrap up, Belen, do you have any other advice or things that you want to share with our listeners today?
Yeah. So a lot of times I've been asked, why did I take a MBA?
Yes.
Despite I have a good job, I have a few properties, and I always answer this. This MBA at Athabasca University was a gift I gave to myself. And if you're thinking about it, I hope you give yourself that same gift too, because you absolutely deserve it.
A gift to yourself, I like that a lot. Because sometimes we give to other people, right? But we don't give to ourselves. And the gift to yourself is that knowledge, right? Like you got and the connections you made. And you also mentioned about the self-confidence, right? Like now you can speak to any CEO or any CFO. We can walk
Absolutely.
right? Yeah.
Mm.
That's really great.
Investing in yourself, right?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Very important. Very important.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you, Belen, for your time today and your wonderful, great insights. We love talking to you. We hope to see you at Convocation this year in June. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so thank you again so much for joining us. And thank you, Shannon, for that great information about program structure in residence and academic application process. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yes, thank you. Shannon, do you have any last words as well before we end the session?
I want to thank everyone for joining us. And if you think of any questions after the webinar today, please reach out. We're happy to help. We're here to help. And yeah, again, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so our email again is business-support@athabascau.ca. You can book an appointment with us as well. We have an online scheduling tool that you can find the best time for you and for us to connect. Or you can always give us a call at toll-free 1-800-561-4650. Again, our toll-free number is 1-800-561-4650. And with that, we have 2 minutes left to spare. So I'll give you that gift of time back to you. And thank you for your interest, for listening to us today. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to hear from you, or better yet, to see your application.
Thank you, Belen, too.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Belen. Thank you, Shannon. Thanks, everyone. Okay, bye.
Bye.